We're going to begin with some core activation exercises. The first one of our phase progressions is going to be just a small march. So you're going to make sure that your back is completely flat. You're going to pull up your core by tucking your hips. Your hands are going to be placed, pinkies on the lower abdominal area, a little bit below your belly button. And then you're going to do small marches. 1, good. Lifting your feet just an inch or 2 off the ground. Good. 1 more on each side. We're going to be going for 30 seconds. Good. Our second variation, our second phase is going to be tabletop position. Good. Our back is going to remain flat. And we're going to drop one leg at a time, tap, and then bring it right back up. Drop, tap, bring it back up. Good. Alternating our legs. We are not bending the knees anymore. So we're keeping consistent bend in the knee and pulling right from our lower core abdominal area. And one more. Good. Our next variation, we're going to stay in that position, putting our hands up, and we're going to just extend our legs straight out, parallel to the ground, bringing it out and then back in. Again, alternating, keeping our back flat on the ground. Now if you feel this in your lower back, go back to the other, regress a little bit to the next one. Good. And our next variation is going to be the full dead bug, where we're going to be extending our opposite hand and opposite leg. Full extension. Very nice. Again, maintaining that back flat on the ground. Not bringing the knees too far in. Good. Now we're going to be going into our hip dominant awareness exercise progressions. We're going to start off with just a basic bridge, driving from the heels, lifting our hips so our hips are parallel with our knees, and then dropping slowly back down, back up, back down. That's progression number 1. And progression number 2, we're going to hold ourselves up, hips up, and then we're going to do a little bit of a marching movement. Bring the knee up, slowly back down, keeping those hips up nice and high. Good. And then relax. And then the next one we're going to do, we're just going to bring one knee into the chest. And we're going to be doing a single leg bridge. Bridging our hips straight up. Tap, back down, back up. Down. So just firing up the hamstrings. Good. And then last one. Good. And then we're going to go into our next with a straight leg. Good. Keep it nice and flat. And bridging right up. Good. And bridge right up. And relax. We're going to be doing some glute activation drills. So we're going to start off with a clamshell. So your heels are matched up together, your knees are going to be bent about 45 degrees. You're going to place your hand on your lower back to make sure that there's not much movement. And you're slowly just going to open from the knees, keeping the heels together. Good. And right back up. Good. And then moving on, we're going to do a reverse clamshell. We're going to lift the knee off, and you're going to be working your external rotators now and swiveling the knee. Working different muscle groups. Good. Keeping that knee up high and driving that heel to the sky. Good. And then moving on to the next progression, we're going to be getting into our fire hydrant pose and lifting our left leg out to the side and making sure that we don't sit into that right side. So that right glute is staying nice and aligned with the rest of our body. Our hands are going to be right underneath our shoulders. And then we're going to be going into our quadruped. It's our last phase, progression. And we're going to extend our opposite leg and opposite arm straight out. Again, we are not letting ourselves sit into the knee that's down, and then coming down, grazing the ground, and then right back up. Same side. Good. So you can hold this up for about 2 seconds, and then back up. Good. Make sure that those hips are nice and aligned. Again, you're not sitting into that glute. Good. Okay, so we're going to be using the Perform Better mini bands. This is green, which is a moderate tension. You're placing it over the knees, about 2 inches. And we're going to start off with our clamshells. And again, now we're going to have a little bit added resistance. Open and slowing down the negative. You don't want to let those knees snap together. Good, you want to fight that tension to strengthen and activate those glutes and external rotators. Good. Again, the hand is on the back. Good. And now we're going to go into our reverse clamshell. Again, we're swiveling. And our next progression is going to be into our fire hydrant. Hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. Our back is nice in a neutral position, and bring it out. Good. Again, you're not sinking into the glute. Good. Everything is nice and aligned. Bringing that knee straight out. Do not sink into that opposite glute. Good. And then we're going to go into our quadruped drill. Standing out. And then coming right back down. Graze and back up. And graze. Back up. And there is our progression with the mini band to activate the glutes. For our rear delt progressions, we're going to start with a rear delt floor T. So we're just going to be raising our arm up, pinching our rear delts, which are the back of our shoulders. Our feet stay on the ground. Our core stays nice and relaxed. And then we're going to go into our Y and raise right up. Make sure to keep those traps down. The higher we raise the arms, the more we're going to want to use our traps. Disengage them. And now we're going to go into our I variation for the floor rear delts. Raising straight up. Forehead is down on the towel. Lower body is relaxed. And for our last progression, we're going to be doing a rear delt with lifting our lower body off the ground and up into a Superman. And this time we're going to be lifting our forehead off the towel, really opening up our torso and engaging our lower body as well. Now we're going to be doing our scapular retraction drills. We're pinching our shoulder blades together, our body again, forehead down on the towel, pinching back the shoulder blades, lifting our arms and then letting them come to a full rest. Again, pinching back, full rest, good. Then we're going to be going to our A scapulas retractions. Our thumbs are up to the sky and we're pinching our shoulder blades together, lifting our arms, and once our arms lift up off the ground, they do not touch the ground again. Good. Our shoulders are being pulled down and back. And then we're going to go into our pinkies at our sides. Again, hands do not touch the ground. Our pinkies are at our sides and pinching those shoulder blades together. And then we're going to go into a 90-degree bend of the elbow. And now again, we're going to pinch our shoulder blades together. Elbows and hands come off the ground and they stay off the ground. They just release and pinch. Imagine you're trying to crack something in between your shoulder blades. Our lower body is nice and relaxed. Good. Now we're going to be doing our quad activation drills. We're going to start off with a leg lift. So we're going to start with our foot completely straight, lifting up. Good, nice and controlled. So our toe is straight up. Now we're going to do a little external rotation with the foot so it's turned out. And again, we're going to lift, keeping our core really nice and tight. Our back is flat to the ground. And then we're going to go into a little bit of an internal rotation. Got our toes turned in now. Good. And relax. Now we're going to get into our mini lunge where we're going to go all the way down. Lunge drill and come up only halfway, back down. So we're keeping the tension on the quad. We're dropping down all the way and coming right back up only halfway. Good. Then we're going to come up all the way. Our hands are going to be out in front of us, extended, palms over one another. And we're going to drop all the way down now, touch the knee to the ground, and we're going to rotate towards the knee that's in front of us, bring it back, and come all the way back up. Good. And we don't want that front knee to move. Get everything really nice